Welcome to KGXT, Gen X Talks podcast, live from Central California.
Making plans with the boys. I'm gonna hit the town. Yeah, I'm gonna make some noise. I'll push past the pain.
We're back in business.
Woohoo!
Okay, bye.
See? That
All
kid
right.
is so smart. He just...
All right, look at that. Praise Buddha. All hail Allah, Buddha, whatever, whoever you're faithful to today. All right, so let's see. Let's start this over again. We're only...
They're still getting music.
Well, it's delayed. Give it 10 seconds. They're still getting music. Oh, I'm sorry. The technology isn't there. If you can do stuff faster than Spectrum and AT&T, you climb to the top of a pine tree and use two pine tins at the side of your
All
head,
right.
and you make it go quicker.
We are ready to go.
Okay, can
People are-
everybody hear us on the radio? KGXT radio, blah, 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 blah.
Staff's checking in
Is
and...
staff checking in? Let's see if anybody on the radio is checking in. Yes, I'm monitoring the Chingaderas today. And no, nobody on KGXT Studios is checking
We
in
got
with
it
me.
from Discord. They're checking in and saying, and staff is.
There's going to be a shit ton of editing today. I can tell you that. All right. Boom, 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 boom. I can't even get back to it now. I don't care. All right. So it
I'll
looks
see
like,
it.
again, it looks like the pod track is moving up and down. It looks like Streamlabs is going side to side. And it appears that the butt is working. The butt stands for broadcast using this tool. Now, listen, I get calls all the time that no one can hear you. I am not going to tell you to bring your microphone closer to your face. I'm not telling you anymore.
Oh my gosh.
You want to be
I almost
heard?
said a really bad message just now.
What?
I was going to go, I'm not going to swallow the mic, okay?
I don't need you to. I just need you to get it
Man.
close to your lips and play with it a little bit. Fuck around. Get it
Wow.
right. All right.
Okay.
So we're
So
God.
graphic.
You
Too early in the morning.
Wait a second. Your stuff is okay to say, but my stuff is too graphic.
Well, I'm not dropping F-bombs since you got up
Christ's
this morning.
sake. So yeah, Greg Gutfeld's being a fucking bit annoying in here. My God, this guy. So tell everybody who's the third wheel in the studio today.
We have Matt Baker here. He flew in yesterday from Colorado. He's here to do a sort of like a documentary, a blog of Gen X Talks.
Yeah, and it has
What we doing today?
It has very little to do with us. This is just his job. We're just a cog in his wheel. It's not like he saved up all of his money and said, when I get enough money saved up, I choose Gen X Talks. No, we're just one of many. So
Yes, exactly.
All right.
And guess what? And the kid bailed on us. He's out.
yeah, he's
for
done
right now.
But if you guys are on the Studio Cam is available for everyone for free this month in December. If you're on Discord, you can see Greg
But
waving
we're not
around.
kidding. He looks like Greg
He looks like
Gutfeld.
Greg Gutfield a ton. Yeah, so it was. That's why I nicknamed him that. But I'm good with nicknames anyway.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so it is. What's the date today? December 12th.
You need to start our intro. Now we got
yeah.
to do the actual podcast.
So should we start the actual podcast
Yeah,
now?
you need to do the intro for it.
Welcome to the Gen X Talks podcast, broadcasting from KGXT Studios, 200 feet below occupied California. Is that good?
That was good. You haven't said that in a while.
I also haven't said, hey, thanks for Marcus and ZipXsticks.com for helping us out. I haven't said MarcyZavala.com in a while.
Yep. Exactly.
You know, we could spend, I did talk to Dr. McDreamy this morning, and we're doing 2 interviews.
Oh, I
with
didn't know
him.
this.
No, you didn't
We
know.
are.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, you are.
When he shows up, can you go find something to do?
Is he coming here?
I don't know yet. Either we're going to go up there or he's going to be here. But I don't
Okay.
need you fawning over him and your little hero
I've been
worship.
fawning over him for 50 years.
Can
That's
you
not
stop?
going to stop.
You got to stop.
No.
It's a little annoying for both of us.
I liked
gotta
him from the day I saw him in kindergarten, okay?
Oh, you did not. I've got pictures of him in kindergarten with his
He's
bowl haircut.
adorable.
Oh, for Christ's sake. He was until we got to about 6th grade, he was nerdy. He was,
According to you, maybe, but not me.
well, I was the cool kid, so of
All
course.
the girls liked him.
Oh,
That
for
was the
Christ's
thing.
sake. Anyway, so yeah, but I talked to Dr. McDream about a couple of things. One of is we want to do a big kind of a UFC slap fight boxing thing because he's got
cool.
so much knowledge, so much behind the scenes stuff. He's been doing that for 25 years. We're going to do an in-depth, probably a 2-parter.
Oh, nice.
We'll probably break it up. That's going to be a really good one once we're going to decide either he's down here or we'll go up there.
Right.
That's going to be a lot of fun to do. The other one was that, and we'll get to this in a little bit, is how RFK is coming in. He wants to be part of Trump's cabinet. He's going to rip and tear food apart.
Yes.
Get the good stuff in and get the bad stuff out. So I texted McDreamy. I had a question. So he's got some input on that.
Oh, good.
Probably a lot more than I'm even asking because his knowledge is so deep. But anyway, so where were we? Got our notes up here. By the way, today's podcast is brought to you by the General. And Gen X Mom has no input. You are literally the sidekick today.
I am.
Because you didn't write down anything. It's like,
I did.
Do we have something to talk about? Do you remember this? Do you remember that? In fact, you know what your main contribution was today?
Bringing you your water? That was probably about it.
No, not that.
Getting you up this morning?
No. When
I
you
didn't
said-
even make us breakfast. We haven't even had breakfast yet.
No, but the main contribution was when you said, I said, are you going to write anything down for today's notes? And you're like, yeah, what was that thing we talked about? And that's as far
That was it.
That was
I
as far
couldn't
as-
remember what was like an hour ago what we were talking about.
So that your main contribution so far is what were we going to talk about? And then you said, nah, well, maybe I'll think of it while the show.
We'll just go with the flow and see what happens.
I have no
we
idea.
can't remember everything. We're getting old.
Remember everything. You didn't contribute anything. I wanted you to have one thought.
I appreciate all the notes that you put
Oh,
down.
there we go. So
How's that? I
you
was
know,
good. I just made you look great, man.
Yeah, unless the show.
You're welcome.
If the show flops, then we know who it's
all on you. Hey, you did the show last week all by yourself.
Yeah, the cool part was I know
I haven't listened to
You-
it.
you haven't listened to
I
it.
have not listened to it. You probably threw me under the bus last
I
week.
was just going to bring that up because I know you. I know you're not going to listen to the podcast. I tore you out.
Of course you did.
I mean, everything you've ever done wrong in your entire life, I laid it all out there, which is why the viewership has gone down. People don't like you anymore. Once they learned
Wow.
the truth, your crown does not sit as straight on your head.
It's a little crooked. I admit it being a little crooked. It can't be straight. No way.
Okay.
No way.
So we've been traveling a lot lately. Some of it's been good, some of it's been bad. But I made a note. I made a mental note of something because I've been on this planet a long time. 56 laps around the sun.
Almost 57.
Almost 57.
And I'm going to keep doing that till
You
Christmas
are, aren't
Day.
you?
Yeah.
And then once
Christmas Day, it flips.
once I've got 57 and you've only got 56, you're going to
You're
point
older than
that out.
me.
There we go. Here it comes. Trucks on the side of the road. We have been trapped and behind trucks driving so much lately that all of a sudden some of the things that I kind of took for granted, I'm now thinking about. Why? Because I got 7 hours on the road to think about
Because you
shit.
got way too much time on your hands.
You're sleeping.
Well-
you are the perfect wife of, all right, let's go. Let's get in the truck. Let's drive. Let's get on the road. Let's have a road trip together. And then half an hour in, you're asleep.
Oh, I've always done that. I could
You're
sleep
asleep.
in
You're
the car.
asleep. You're not helping me at
Nope.
all. And you're knocked unconscious. And that's not what you built this up to be. No.
I don't even say that anymore. I don't
No.
even say that I'm going to be up. You just know. I get in with my blanket and my pillow and
Your little neck thing, and off you go. And you like put your dark glasses
Wake
on and
me
go,
when we get there.
Don't talk to me. All right. So the trucker thing was something that interested me.
okay.
And
Not because you have trucker friends, right?
well, no, we do have friends. You know, Michael Dawson's one of the
Right.
truck guys. Loud Trouble LLC is a big truck guy. But there's some things like, okay, brake check areas. We've noticed that we've gotten trapped in those because so many people going, you're putting on chains and there's brake check areas and it's ice and there's snow and there's storms. Okay, I get truckers pulling over for putting on their chains. That
Right.
totally makes sense. And I've always understood there is a brake check area for truckers. What are they checking?
Isn't it for brakes?
Okay, tell me how, because I'm a mechanic. Now, I'm not a big rig mechanic, and I've never been a truck driver, but I don't see them pulling off the wheels. I don't see them taking the floor jack and pulling off the wheels and pulling off the drums and going, yep.
That's where your mechanic brain goes.
Yeah, the brake thickness looks good to me. I mean, what are they looking for? Leaks? If they don't see any leaks, what else can you be looking for?
I have no idea.
These guys literally walk around their trucks like 5 times staring at, you can't see the brakes.
They're probably not even trained to look at it.
They have to be. Why would every state in the union, every highway have a brake check area unless there was something to physically check? What are they checking? It's a brake check area. Now, here's the other thing I've noticed, and this is even huge when we were growing up as kids. But let's talk about it even recently in the last 20 years.
Okay.
I don't smell clutches that much anymore. You used to drive around. If you drove for a long time on the road, you could smell a brake clutch.
Wasn't that what I used to get sick when I was pregnant?
When you were pregnant, every
Oh,
pregnancy you'd get
man.
sick with a yes. You
I
didn't-
smell that, and it
You
was
smell a
bad.
clutch. You smell brakes, and you just get sick to your stomach.
Yes, we were opening a window, going, "Oh man,
You're
I
gonna
don't
puke.
know."
You're gonna throw up. But okay, but I don't smell that as much
I don't
anymore.
either,
So
but-
are brakes better now? And how come? And I'm going to tell you this: I don't think there's as many big rigs that are clutches, and there's two reasons. I think they're all automatic transmissions.
Okay.
Here's two reasons, and this is again my keen observation of human nature.
Okay.
One is that I don't smell clutches burning up going down the road as much as I used to. Growing up, you could smell them, you could smell them, you could smell them. You take a 1,000-mile trip, there's going to be 12 times you smell some dude burning up his clutch. But here's the other one. Do you ever notice that when we pull up to, let's say, an off-ramp off of a freeway, and it's kind of a little uphill
Yes.
offer, just a little bit of a grade up.
Yes.
If I pull up and there's a trucker in front of me, if there's a big rig in front of me, I stop about 10 feet back.
Yeah. So they roll.
But
It's from clutches, but they don't.
they don't roll anymore. That's
Yeah.
right. That was my observation. We were stopped. In fact, it was somewhere. We were putting a patch on your back, and I said, "Let me just pull over. Let me get." And just happened to be an uphill one, and I stopped behind the truck, and I noticed, why am I still stopping 10 feet back?
I'd
don't-
still do it anyways.
I
with
don't
truck
see this.
drivers.
And I watched the trucker did not roll backwards. He had an
Right.
automatic. It looked like he got off the brake, got on the gas. I don't think there's as many clutches anymore. I think they've built automatics to where they're so durable now. Maybe they just.
You're so observant.
I'm telling you,
You
isn't
got
it?
7 hours of a lot of thinking to do.
I'm solving the mysteries of the universe and raising important questions during
Awareness.
That's right.
Okay, I got it.
Right at this moment, you should be beaming with pride that you're married
I have
to
a smile on my face.
married to a man like me who handles
Those
these
are
things.
deep thoughts
They
on the
are.
road.
Yeah. So
All right.
That's
That
one
when
thing.
the nearest gas station is.
That's-
or the rest stop. That was your other complaint, was the rest stop.
Here's the other one I noticed when I'm driving. This is a little bit off topic, but it's still on topic of driving.
Okay.
Every movie you see, and there's a car scene where there's an intense car scene. Let's say there's a movie, and it's not just race car. Like I think you'd think of Days of Thunder,
Okay.
and that's a race car thing. So
Right.
there's all sorts of music and stuff that goes along with the racing. All right, but even in other things where there's just a tense thing, every time the driver glances into his rearview mirror, the very next shot is the camera showing the rearview mirror and what the guy was looking at. If your driver glances up and he's like, "Oh, there's something behind me," the next camera shot you've got is of the mirror and what's going on behind you.
Okay.
There's always intense music. Dung, 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 dung. I mean, there's something going on because now whatever's behind you, especially if it's a race car movie, Formula One or
Okay.
something, or just okay.
I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
So
Go ahead.
when I drive down the road, every time when I'm on the freeway, every time I look in the rearview mirror, I hear music.
Why am I not surprised?
Okay, tell me I'm not
Your
the
life
only
is a
one.
whole movie.
Okay, that I cannot be the only guy who does that.
You are.
There's
I don't think that way.
not ever, not even once.
No.
You don't look back up there and see something there, and then you're like, the music starts going. You got some sort of thing like who's there?
No,
And,
like the day I fell in love with you, the birds didn't tweet and fly around and sing and, have a Cinderella moment. No,
what? Are you sure?
I'm pretty
Because
sure.
I pictured that happening. I thought,
Only
yeah,
you
she's
would.
swooning right now. Birds are bringing her cape to her.
So is your music dramatic music?
Every
or
time.
is it, it's
Yeah.
always bad?
It's like something's going to happen to me music for sure.
Wow.
Here's another one. Do you remember the scene in Top Gun where it's right before Goose dies and they're doing the training and Iceman's in front and the
Yes.
plane and Maverick's like right behind him and he's like, "Get out of the way and let me take the shot."
Yeah.
And Iceman's like, "I'm too close for missiles. I'm switching to guns." And Maverick's like, "Oh my God, I could take the shot from here." And they're turning. It's kind of a right-hand turn and Maverick's kind of like cutting in on him. He's like going to take the inside, like, "Get out of the way." And then, of course, Ice moves out of the way. It causes the jet wash in the movie. All right. That scene goes through my head every single time I'm getting on the freeway
Oh my
on a
goodness.
curve and the dude in front of me, I'm on his bumper and I'm to the right a little bit. I am on him and to the right, and I'm going, I say in my head, I could take the shot from here and get out of the way. I've done that
Okay.
ever since 1986. Am I the only person who thinks that? That can't be true.
Well, I don't do that.
I
but
cannot be the only person in America who does those two things.
I'm sure there's other men out there that will join
Thank you.
forces.
Thank you. Then
Not
we
many
are,
women, I don't think.
then we are all part of the He-Man Woman Haters Club, and
Well,
we can
good.
join together because I can't be the only guy who thinks those. The things pop in your head.
I don't know. You're going to have to find out what the comments are about that.
We'll have to see what they say.
I can't answer for all the males out there.
No, but I'm just saying,
Maybe you're representing them. I don't know.
here's a story that you woke. This is a true story. Happened while we were on the road, and you woke up at the end.
Okay.
I'm driving. I think we were on the 80. We'd already come down from Truckee in the past. We're kind of on the flat area between getting towards Sacramento.
Okay.
And everybody's doing about 75 to 80 miles an hour. And there's not a lot of traffic. But I see this aluminum can. It was kind of windy. This aluminum can way up in front, just blow across the road. No big, just it's by itself, but it's pink, 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 and it was a green can. And the car in front of me ran it over. Car in front of me flattened it out. And it spit it out at us. And I just was happened to notice a can. The guy ran over it, pong, shoots out of his back tire, flattened out like a Frisbee, and it's coming right at the windshield. Now, I had like 1 second to decide what to do. I just drove through
and
it.
that's what woke me up, right?
Yeah,
It hit the windshield.
It hit the windshield
Yeah.
and it woke you up. But I had like 1 second to decide. I'm like, well, I'm not going to veer off the road here. And you know what? It was. I know where we were because it wasn't there. We were on the 99.
Yes, we were.
I just remember now where we were. We were further down the 99.
Like that matters, but
It
okay.
does matter because I just remember because what happened next couldn't have happened on the 80.
True.
We were on the 99 because the can hits the windshield, goes over the top, and I just glanced in my mirror,
See where it went.
heard the music, glanced in the mirror,
And this is appropriate time for you to hear the music.
and it's going to hit the car behind us. Again, it's just an aluminum can, but that guy decides to not let it hit his car.
Yeah.
And he swerves into the center where all the dirt is. There's that dirt island, which is
Yeah,
right.
it was like an emergency lane, and then it goes dirt
It's
to
like
the
just a
median.
ton of, the median was a ton of
Yeah.
dirt and then oncoming traffic the other way, which is why when I'm telling the story, I remembered where it was. It wasn't on the 80, it was the 99. And he freaked out. I mean, he slid out there and spun around and dirt was going everywhere. Didn't hit anybody. And everybody behind him looked like they slowed down. No accident other than this guy. And I thought, huh. And as I'm looking up at this guy spinning, you sit up, you're like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, well, funny you should ask.
Yeah.
So there was another thing that happened.
That reminds me of when I was younger. A girlfriend and I were in a car, and I was driving by a golf course. And would you believe a golf ball? You know, they have nets all around, right?
Right.
Well, this one shot, I saw the golf ball coming from my window while I was driving. And I looked at it, and I was like, it's going to hit my car. And I didn't even panic. I just told my girlfriend, I go, this golf ball is hitting the windshield. We're just going to take it. Because I was like, if I swerve, I was going to hit cars on both
That's
sides
the way
of
I
me.
felt.
And it did. It cracked my windshield. It stuck in it and
But
cracked the
you
whole
didn't
thing.
roll the car, so it's
I
better
did
to-
not.
Hey, just so you know right now,
What?
I like the attention you're trying to grab right here.
What are you talking about?
Have you even looked up at the monitor to see what's going on?
No. Ah! It's from my...
It's from your camera. You did it.
How do I
Use
make it go away?
I don't know. Do this or something, or you go like this with two hands. Just do this.
Come on. What the heck?
I don't know. Somehow you always do the motions and you move stuff, and now we're zoomed in on your face so tight we can't see. Or maybe Greg did it. Was he behind you fucking around? Go up to the camera and do this. It started to.
Okay, hold it.
Go like this, maybe. Try up. Do it with the fingers. Go up close and do this. I don't know. We're zoomed in
my
now.
gosh.
I can't help you with that. You just either you got to sit all the way back now, but then we won't be able to hear you. There we go.
I got it.
Okay, don't.
No
okay,
sign language.
Sit on your hands.
Oh my gosh, I'll sit on my hands.
We have, for ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I submit to you, we have new cameras that are super clear, but they will
sensitive.
They track you if you move.
See if it moves with me.
And no, don't tempt it. Why are you even tempting it?
I'm not using my hands.
if you use hand signals to open or close with your fingers, the camera will zoom in or zoom out, and she always fucks it up every time.
I wasn't doing anything.
Well, we got to figure that when Trippy comes up next time, we'll have to.
He said read the manual.
Yeah,
You
Trippy.
guys probably threw it away.
Trippy goes, read the manual or get out your checkbook. I'm starting not to want Trippy around anymore because he's not as fun and free and like, I'll do it. Now it's like, read the fucking book yourself or pay me to do
He's
it.
learning that work requires pay.
Well, yeah, this
He's
fucking.
getting old enough to know better.
Look, he volunteered to be my friend. That's a lot of work.
You know what? He's a millennial learning the
And
Gen
it
X
doesn't
ways.
pay very well to be my friend, but it's a lot of work. I'll give you that.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm going to have to find someone else and trick them into coming over and helping out. All right, where were we?
I don't know.
Doom.
What do you want to talk about now?
Well, real quick, one thing that I was grateful for, I mentioned this in a live stream the other day. I actually I posted this. We do get compliments from people in the comment section saying, hey, thanks for doing what you're doing, stuff like that. But we really got the ultimate comment from Shy the other day where she recognized how much effort we put into content on the pay sites, the member sites for people, behind the scenes stuff. It is 7 or 8 hours of work every day to create content and write and create pictures and images and memes. It is a lot of work. It's a lot more than people think. I remember a loud one. Ian was sitting here. This is a year ago. And he was sitting right in your chair and he was watching. He just stayed for the day. He was watching everything he did. And he's like, now he knew that it's a lot of work. But even Ian said, I had no idea how much effort went into putting out. Because people just think, oh, you record something and throw it up. It's not even like
not
that.
like that.
It's so I want to just say I like it. I feel better. It kind of pumps you up when someone takes time to seriously acknowledge how much time we put into this. And we don't have millions of subscribers that follow every minute of everything we do. But, you know, if the group we have, I like them.
Yeah.
I like them a
agree.
lot. And
agree.
I don't mind putting forth the effort for them. I really don't.
Speaking of that, without naming names, yesterday, you had come across somebody that was reaching out to me, to Gen X mom.
Yeah.
Wanted a personal phone call about something that she was going through.
Tragic. Yeah.
Really tragic. And those are really tough. Really tough to make those phone calls.
It is.
But it was something that had to be done, and I had to do it, and I did. And long story short is a viewer, a fan of ours, lost her husband unexpectedly.
Yeah.
In the middle of the night, he passed away, and she's struggling with the burden of why and
What to do
how to
next.
go forward and how to do this. And I've never experienced, I haven't lost you. I don't know what it's like to lose your best friend. And to hear her on the phone, it choked me up. But I said, I have no words to tell you or
Yeah.
to get through it. And I said, all I can do is listen to you and just, she talked.
You know what? It doesn't.
That's all it was.
Doesn't. And see, those things take time too.
Yeah.
When someone says, "I need to hear from you. I need to talk," and even though we're so busy, I would take the only person I've turned down recently on having a conversation with was Iceman from Bodfish. Because he texted me like at 6 a.m. He goes, dude, I need you to call me. I'm like, oh. So I'm trying to get organized. This is right at the time you're getting your phone call.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to put these together. Like, okay. And then he texts me, goes, oh, it's just about my Jeep. I was like, I don't fucking care about your Jeep.
6:30 in the morning.
I don't give a shit. So I haven't called him yet. I got to call him today. He's probably listening right now, getting mad, but I will call him about his Jeep. But it did, yeah, we do take time for people because
We do.
I would like someone to take time with me.
And maybe those people don't have somebody to go talk to.
No.
You know, I just sat there and I listened to her and I told her I'm here for her. And we had a little God moment too, because I guess there was a viewing last night. So I spoke to her yesterday and I said, you just got to do a little prayer before you walk into that.
And people do that
She's
in our
not sure.
comment section during our live streams. And we haven't had it as much, but it's kind of tough to take a live stream down to that level of seriousness.
Yeah.
And I don't have something to say. There's no words that are going to change anything. And I have a few things in my head that I normally go to, but then bring the show back up to the fun entertainment level. But it's almost like if I don't try to do it, if I don't try to say something,
Right.
I feel like shit. Like that was the one person's chance to try to get something. They're not doing it for attention.
Right.
And if I don't know, it's a delicate balance, but I don't know. If I fuck it up, I fuck it up, but at least I try.
That's what I felt yesterday. We weren't on very long. She just wanted to give me details. And it really humbles you as a person, though, to hear like things with her haven't been that great for months, and it makes your whole life get put into perspective, how short it is, how short life is. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring.
You know, that's funny about that. I had a dream last night, and I know it's not related to dying, but it's related to what you said just now about putting in perspective what you have. We are trying something to move to Dayton, which we should not be trying to do at 56 years old. Now, if we had a ton of money where we could just build everything up there and then hire someone to move all of our stuff
that'd be
and
nice.
move it all in, it's a go. We're not at that point. This is going to be complicated. It's going to be tricky. And you and I are going to be living either in a fifth wheel or a little tiny house for a year or two while we build another. I mean, this is not going to be easy.
Yeah.
So the dream I had, and I only remember kind of the highlights of it now, but everything that could go wrong did go wrong for us.
Story of our life.
We didn't sell the house for as much money as we wanted to or needed to. Things on the other end got more expensive. And I remember that part. It just, nothing worked out right. We did get on the property. We did get like the utilities there, but we were living like in a fifth wheel or a tiny house, but we were out of money. We had no more money. We have money coming in, but we didn't have any more money to
Just
spend.
spend our savings.
We spent everything to get where we are. We got out of California. We got to Dayton. We did, but now we're on. It's like, okay, we're existing. We have all of our stuff here. We got storage, and we're in a tiny, tiny house. And I remember talking to a specific person, and I won't mention this person's name,
Okay.
but this person was kind of looking down at me and making fun of me for like, well, look where you ended up, stupid. You didn't plan. You know, you've always lived your life by the seat of your pants. You always just jump out there and try shit. You've been doing this forever, and you did it again. And look where you and your wife ended up. And now you're stuck in this thing. And now you're going to have to figure out how to build a house. And I remember the feeling not being guilt. I remember not feeling bad. I remember waiting for this person to get done. And it's a person I know very well. And this person kind of beat me up about it. And I said, it doesn't matter what stage I'm at by how everyone's viewing me. And here's what I told this person. And I'm not even telling you if it's a guy or a girl, because you'd be really surprised if I told you who it was. And I said, I am perfectly content where I'm at. If my choices in my life means I'm stuck living with my best friend, my wife, in this tiny house for the next 10 years, then so be it. I said, do you realize there's people that live in a single wide mobile home in the middle of Kansas and they're happier than me?
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
you realize there's people that don't own property? They live in a rented house or an apartment. They're happier than me.
Right.
They're much happier than me. They're not basing all of their happiness on their material possessions. They found a best friend and they do what they can. They're just as excited to go to Applebee's as someone is taking a trip to the Caribbean.
Right.
They're that happy. They're happy for Taco Tuesday night. And they're fulfilled by it.
Right.
And I said, so if I plug in somewhere in the middle and I'm living in a fifth wheel or I'm living in a tiny house and I put myself here because I've made good decisions and bad ones, but the bad ones overtook me, I don't care.
Yeah, me too.
I don't care. It's like, I'm okay with that.
I find myself as I'm packing up the house that I'm going through things and realizing like, oh, I don't need this as much, or I don't need this. It's like we've just acquired stuff.
Yeah.
People always do. You acquire stuff. But I love the fact that I'm downsizing.
Yeah.
I'm giving to the kids. I'm, giving to people that need it. It's like I've used it, I've had it, but I want to pass it on. And it just feels better because I went through with my mom, like after she passed, getting
Right.
rid of some of her stuff, but she never had a choice of where it went.
Right.
But I get to. I
Right.
get to decide where everything is going. And
Well,
I kind of like that.
I will
Kinda
give you a clue. In my dream, it was a woman who I was talking to. And it was
I could probably guess who it is.
this woman who we've known for 50 years. This woman was berating me on life.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't think you can, because I'm going to be okay with it. You know, if I end up living in a fifth wheel, if I end up living in a tiny house and I'm out of money, it's like, well, I got money to live and I got a few bucks.
Isn't it interesting how so many people are quick to judge than to give a compliment or hey, at least you guys gave it a shot?
Right.
Nobody wants to say that. They're quick to judge. We're always quick, and I'm guilty of that too. Like, you see somebody, but I don't know. Maybe we need to step back and do that.
That was always something when I was in business that people would always make fun. If you make you and I, we had different businesses and we were trying to buy the buildings to do things and stuff like that. And things didn't always go smooth. We did okay on some, but we fucked up on other ones. And then people would always come to me and go, well, you fucked that up.
Yeah.
Especially people in my family say, well, that didn't work out, did it? And I finally said, at least I'm taking a shot.
Exactly. Risk.
Other people have tried businesses and failed. They've tried to expand their life and failed. And people make fun of them. Well, you ended up with nothing. You ended up on the side of the road with nothing. Well, yeah, but at least they took a shot. What did you ever do?
I know.
You play it safe from the sidelines, and then you judge everybody else. Look at Ian with Loud Trouble. That dude has been fucking flat ass broke. I mean, down to where he's got to rely on his own tools to get his truck running to do and pulled himself up and had a ton of money and then lost it all doing some stuff. And he's going, but every
Building it
time
back.
he's trying.
That's
He's
the
doing
Gen
it.
X way, isn't it, though? We dust ourselves off and just try again.
Right.
I think that's the way we were raised. That, you know what, life is not going to be easy. We were told that.
Yeah.
Remember, what was the saying they used to say? Somebody lied to you, if they said it was easy. I forgot how it went now that I said that.
I don't know what you're talking about now.
I know,
Now you've lost me
I just
completely.
lost. Anyways, life isn't going to be easy at all. And it's just
No.
something we do. You know who our biggest cheerleaders are about going to Dayton is the Sun Valley Fox in St. Donna. They
Yeah.
haven't said one bad thing. Like, they haven't said, hey, this was the worst decision of your life.
Dr. McDreamy's been on our side too about that.
Well, see, we have some cheerleaders on our side. So
We do.
it's like that helps push us along to do it.
Well,
so.
one of the reasons we even picked Dayton was because Dr. McDreamy's like, look, it's not a bad area. Go check it out. And he says, look, if I think it was his sister, my sister can afford it,
aunt.
you guys can, or aunt. My aunt can afford it, you guys can. You know, so it's in a price range because there's some places we couldn't even afford to look at.
Yeah.
But Dr. McDreamy actually got us started in that direction right off the bat.
Right.
So we have a few cheerleaders, but there's a lot of people that if
What
this
are you
doesn't go
thinking
smoothly,
doing this at 56?
well, right, but the more importantly is there's people that if it doesn't end up like I'm hoping it does, like I'm planning for it to, they're gonna point out very quickly, see, that didn't work out. You shouldn't have done it.
You know what? It only depends between us how we feel about it.
I know.
That's it. Doesn't care about anybody else but us.
You know what? Even though this woman that we know berated me in my dream, I'm gonna throw a pie in her face when I see her in real life.
Wow.
I have to. I just
and then she's gonna go, what was that for?
well, if she listens to the podcast, so she's gonna know. She's gonna get hit with a pie in the face, but you know
That's funny.
So that's just how that's gonna go.
All right, so yeah.
So when a girl gets hit with a pie, she's gonna go, "Oh, it was me. Yeah, you were the one in my dream, jerk."
I'm gonna walk up to her and go, aha. That's what it was.
You got a little pie on your face. You were the one. All right,
Yes.
we're moving on.
Yeah. What other notes do we have? We do make some notes, people. It's
We do.
not like we're doing this on the fly.
No, we
every
got
time.
some stuff that like we get off on these tangents. Those weren't notes, but we do
Yeah.
have some stuff.
So now that it's passed,
yeah,
we got to bring this up because I
Okay.
need to know your opinion. I haven't asked you about this
no.
because usually I go to you for political things.
No, you wrote down a question and I made some notes on my end because I got feelings. I know where you're going with
All
this.
right. What do you think about the Hunter Biden pardon?
It's real simple.
Everybody's been asking too.
Well, everyone asked me about that, and now that it's passed and everyone's had their say, let's keep it simple.
All right. Do it simple.
And everyone has a lot of people have noted the biggest problem here is that they held Joe Biden up as this moral
Right.
pillar. You know, I will not pardon my son. I'm not. The rule of law must stand. And everybody on the news and Democrats, liberals, now this is the way you conduct yourself. This is, Trump pardoned some of his cronies on his way out of office. No. This is how you behave. This is what it means to be a leader. And for months, they held him up as this super righteous guy. And then not only does he pardon Hunter, he pardons him for all the shit that he knows he can get caught for. He goes, let's just make the pardon go back 10 years just in case.
I've never even heard of that before.
I don't know how they could do. I don't know.
never
How do you
heard.
sign a pardon? A pardon is for something you've been convicted of.
Right.
You're convicted of this. Well, I'm going to pardon you from the crime you committed. How
This
do you
is like
pardon
a blanket policy. Like
Yeah.
whatever he's going to do, no matter what.
How do you pardon someone from something that they did but you don't know? It's like that's like saying, I'm sure
I
you.
want one of those.
You too. No
I want one of those.
He's like saying, I'm sure you fucked up, son, so I'm just going to pardon you for all the shit. No, don't bother telling me. Don't write it down.
Joe Biden's playing God. It's okay. I
Yeah.
understand. I know what's going to happen in the future in your past.
I already know
You're
you
all
fucked
good.
it up. They're going to fight. But then if he pardons everybody else,
Then they're guilty as shit.
yeah, well, see, here's the two-edged sword. They're playing it very smart. Here's the two-edged sword.
Okay.
All the Republicans are saying, you're pardoning everybody you know committed crimes, and you know we're going to figure it out, and you know they're going to jail, so you're pardoning them now. What the Democrats are saying is, well, we don't know that they've necessarily done anything wrong, but we know you're targeting them, so we're blocking you from the abuse of power. Well, if you're a liberal, you believe that version. If you're a conservative, you believe that they committed crimes. Well, it's polarizing. The whole country is still polarized. It's still split down the middle, and that there's one example. If you're a liberal, you are absolutely going to believe with all your heart, well, he's just protecting
Right.
people from unjust investigations. And if you're a conservative, you're going to go, that fucking crony, that's it's a simple politics as usual. Here we go. Only we're taking it to a new level. Now we're pardoning people before we find out what they did.
Even though Hunter Biden lived in the world of videos and there's proof,
Oh, yeah.
and it's all over,
It's
and
all
he can't
over.
run away from it all, but yet he's pardoned. I would like to see what the rules are of pardoning.
I would like to see how they wrote that. How do you
Exactly.
How do you write that? It's like
So he's not convicted. So, but just in case.
It's a blanket indemnity policy.
I said I want one.
I do too. I want one of those
I want
bad.
one of those.
So
Unbelievable.
there's my thing on that. Which reminds me, why does everyone going around trying to cancel The View?
Why wouldn't you?
Now,
That's what I wanna know.
okay.
Why
I'm
wouldn't
going
you?
to tell you now. Again,
Why you like him being like way out there? Like,
my brain works different. This is why I thought of I think of things differently. Just
well,
like
hold
the
on
Bunner
one
thing.
second.
Yeah.
I am enjoying The View having to, say those little things.
Oh,
Those
the retractions.
yeah, those are kind of cool to watch. I've
Okay.
been watching those. Yeah.
Let's not drag this out.
Okay.
One of the primary reasons that the Democrats lost everything in this election is because they go to the same playbook.
Oh, all the time.
It's hate. It's division.
It's
He's
a
a
mantra.
racist. He's misogynistic. The world's going to end. Democracy's at stake. Blah blah blah. They do it every time.
Mm-hmm.
That's their playbook, and it finally wore out.
Yeah, everybody's bored
So
with it.
they just nobody listens anymore. You can't scare anybody anymore. You're the little boy who cried wolf
Yes.
too many times, and now nobody's listening. Okay, pay attention. The View is still doing that. How could he win? He's still a racist. He's Hitler, and everyone's trying to get him canceled. No. Leave him on there. Let
They're
him
digging their own hole.
I hope they keep saying it. I hope the liberals never change their playbook. I hope the next election cycle they all come out with, well, now Vance is running for president because Trump's done, and he's a racist and he's a misogynist,
And
the
here we
world's
go
going
again.
to good because that playbook doesn't work. No one's going to get scared of that. We've heard it every decade,
Mm-hmm.
and it's finally played out, and now everyone's trying to stop them from doing it. Okay, I don't mind if you point it out. You guys realize why you lost the election, don't you? You fucked it up. Okay, we've all made that point. Now let's all quietly let them keep doing it.
That's true.
Let them go. Let the
Yeah.
View keep talking. Get them on. I don't care anymore.
Well, it's just like the CNN thing came out. Did you see that? CNN had lower ratings than the Food Network.
I saw that. That's so funny.
That is pathetic. I don't know how many men watch Food Network. Probably a lower amount than women. So you're talking that women that watch Food Network
Yeah.
outdid CNN.
Yeah, for news.
So they should just leave them up too. Leave CNN and see what happens.
So
That's going to be pretty low.
the government came out with that thing a couple weeks ago. Don't text anybody.
Yeah.
Don't text. It needs to be encrypted, and they're reading everything. Don't text. I'm like, okay, I got you. Well, Gen X Talks and our staff,
Right.
we mainly use Telegram
Yes, we
In
did.
fact, if you're going to join staff or the quasi staff threads we have with because we do have some texting areas that have members that have been around a long time. But we use Telegram. Telegram's encrypted. Telegram's great because you don't lose any degradation on video.
Right.
You know, if you send a video through regular texting, it turns out all fuzzy. Telegram is so great. It's easy to use.
It's a group chat, too.
It's a group
great.
chat thing. And the quality of everything that gets passed through, not only is it encrypted, but it comes out clean on the other side. So that's what we use.
Right.
And so it wasn't a big deal when the government says, "Here, go, hurry up and change," because we do it anyway. So I picked up the Gen X Talks phone today, and it has, the Gen X Talks phone has 700 people, fans, and because they call in,
Right.
and they text the phone for when we do our shows. And there was probably 600 people messages that says, "This person has joined Telegram, join Telegram, join Telegram, join." I mean, I'm scrolling through page after page. I'm like, that's a shit ton of people in the last 2 weeks that joined Telegram. So the message was received, and at least with our fans, our viewers, they switched because there's 1,000 of them in there of people that just notifies you. People you already know have switched to Telegram, which lets everybody out there know for your dancing and listening pleasure. If you want to be part of the Gen X Talks era, we only invite people like that through Telegram. If you don't have Telegram, you're not part of the club.
Wow.
Yeah, put it later right out there, didn't I?
He-Man Woman Haters Club
He-
on Telegram.
That's right. It's gone.
That's
so.
what it is. Okay, so I have another news story to ask you
Yeah,
about,
what?
too. Because this one just cracks me up all the time.
Yeah.
Because, my National Enquirer, Twitter X.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That's what I call the National Enquirer newspaper. Is the drones over New Jersey. I got to hear what?
Again, my brain does not work like everybody else's. So I will tell you right now on that is that why is this such a controversy? Everyone's like, "Oh my God, there's drones. Oh my God, there's drones." What do? They go, the FBI, the press confronts the FBI and says, "All right, is this Iranians?" And they go, "No, it's definitely not Iranians." Well, who is it? We can't tell you. All right, is it Chinese? No, it's not Chinese. Well, you obviously know who it is because you won't tell us. You
Right.
know who to say it's not. And well, can you follow them? Can you chase them? Can you track them?
They know who they
Okay,
are.
listen. This is where most Gen Xers think differently.
Okay.
Shoot them down. No, I'm serious.
No, cool. We'll ask questions later.
Shoot them down,
Yeah.
and someone's going to come complaining. Someone's going to go, "Hey, motherfucker, you shot down my drone." Oh, good. We were wondering who this belonged to. Why is that such a hard thing to understand?
I don't know.
Why can't you shoot them down? And guess what? If no one wants to come forward and complain, problem solved. The drones are gone. But if someone comes at you, shot down 35 of our drones. Oh, you're from the Chinese consulate, aren't you? All right, so the drones are Chinese. Now we know. If you shoot them down, this is where I'm, not that I have any say so, but people of New Jersey, fucking shoot them down. If
And they're from New Jersey, too. Like,
That's right. Here's the gig. If people in New Jersey just walk out tonight and everybody shoots those fucking things down, we're done.
Exactly.
Who's going to, well, what if I go to jail? What if I get prosecuted? Who's going to complain?
Exactly.
And couldn't you make the case that you were hovering over my neighborhood and I'm protecting it?
Absolutely.
As far as I know, it was a Martian invasion and I don't like people from Mars. Fuck those little green guys. And I shot them out of the sky. That can be your defense when you go into court.
That's right.
You didn't announce yourself. They weren't clearly marked with the Turkish crest of moon and star. I didn't know. If you guys would clearly mark your drones, maybe I wouldn't shoot them down.
And I call bullshit on the fact that the FBI and the CIA don't know who they are.
Oh, they fucking know. They know.
They do know.
They already know right now.
Why they're not doing anything, I don't know.
I think it's funny that right as these things are coming to a head, when we're really pushing in on the drones, Christopher Wray resigns. Like, yeah, I got to get out of here. I was like, well, why? Yeah, Trump. And I said, or is it because you know what's going on with the drones and you've kind of allowed it to happen?
Exactly.
This goes back to the Chinese weather balloons. Biden administration didn't give a shit about the weather balloons till people started saying, well, I'm going to fucking shoot them down then. Oh, no.
And look at it, and magically they disappeared.
Well, yeah. And
we
then
haven't seen them.
Yeah, they shot, the Air Force shoots one down over Ohio after it had traveled from Seattle.
Yes,
Like, it's already
exactly.
taken all the pictures, asshole. It's almost like Biden called up Xi and said, hey, have you got enough pictures? Did you get enough? Can I go ahead and shoot it down now? I mean, it's going to look a little
That's
funny,
funny.
if
That
I
would be
wait till
funny.
it gets out over the Atlantic and then I shoot it down. I got to at least shoot it down over the country to make it look like I'm doing something.
I'm sure our jet fighters are willing to go shoot a few drones down just
No
for
fucking
practice.
shit. Yeah,
they're like, just send me, just
in
go
a
ahead.
heartbeat.
Let's go practice.
So-
target practice for them.
I think one Apache helicopter could go up there and just hover and wipe those fucking things out, and you didn't be done. Anyway, that's my thing. Shoot them down and see who complains. Now, since you brought this up, this leads into shower drawings.
I know. I was going to bring that up.
Okay,
because
just let me cover it.
Well, because I haven't seen them in a while because we've been traveling.
Because the maids clean it up when I do it in Reno. At
I
the
know, but
hotel.
they don't have bar soap usually at the hotel.
But I found a little bar soap thing and I've been doing it. And now listen.
Whatever. Okay,
Okay,
but there was some this morning.
Speaking of the drones.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know what an EMP pulse is?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a way to protect certain things. You can surround some stuff and protect certain electronics from EMP pulse. It's not easy, but you can do it. All right, real simple, Gen X brain. If we have material that can surround some electronics
Okay.
and protect from an EMP pulse, then we could also build a muzzle,
Okay.
that points an EMP pulse, because you can't trigger an EMP pulse to take down a drone because you can't point it at the drone. It's just going to go off and smoke everything around you.
All right.
But if you have a way to focus an EMP pulse in a direction, you could point it at the drone, take down the drone. But everybody says, no, EMP pulse, it's a pulse. It just goes out everywhere.
Okay.
Well, if we have material that can keep an EMP pulse out of my 1980s boombox, let's say, then I take that material, I fashion it into a tube that the EMP pulse can't get out of, except for the very end, and I point it at the fucking drone.
Wow. That took a lot of thought.
I'm telling you. Now, I need
You
some.
know all this stuff you're saying, somebody's going to come up with this.
I'm fine with that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying that this is.
This is your brain on drugs.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you this is not complicated for a Gen X brain to think, shoot down the drones and see who complains. Make an EMP weapon out of the shit that we keep the EMP pulse out with, whatever material that is, point it that way and shoot them.
All right.
This isn't tough.
And now I know why you don't sleep at night.
Okay. There's a reason why we don't do some of these things. I won't drag this on. But it's like, well, we can't really shoot down the drones. It's politically incorrect, and we have to be sensitive. We have to figure out the logistics and go,
You're not killing anybody. You're
who
just killing
did
a
this?
drone.
Okay, you're not allowed to do this. We don't want to create an international incident. And I'm saying we created the international incident when you fuckers flew the drones.
Exactly.
Okay, let's go back to how do we get in this little sissy position we're in?
Oh my gosh. Do we have another hour?
No, hold on. This goes back to the 80s and 90s. I don't know if you remember this, when military guards at embassies and posts couldn't have bullets in their guns.
I remember that.
Listen, we've already got a bad stigmatism about America. We've already got this reputation. Okay, just guys, have your presence there. Get all dressed up in your gear. Shoulder your weapon, but don't put bullets in it, okay? We don't want to create an international incident. And it started back then. I'm telling you, everything's changing when Trump is in office now. The pendulum, I have been preaching and screaming, the pendulum has been swinging
For a
back the
couple
other
years.
way for 2 years now. And it isn't just saying the pendulum's swinging back. I've been giving examples after example after example of things that Americans were just tired of.
Well, I gave you one yesterday. There's a video of a guy just stealing a whole shopping cart of stuff out of Home Depot.
Yeah.
And maybe 6 months to a year ago, people were just letting it happen,
go.
right?
Now these guys tackle and beat the
these
shit out of them.
Just Joe Schmo shopping
Yep.
at Home Depot are like, fuck no, that's not happening.
No, you're not doing that anymore.
And chase the guy down. They have it on video. Chase
Yeah.
the guy down, dumped over the
Yep.
shopping cart,
Took
and
the
was
shit
like,
back.
dude, what do you think you're doing?
You can't. No, that Trump's
It's
back in office, and things are fucking changing.
Yeah.
Bullets get to go back in the guns. We get to fuck around with these drones and go, you started the incident, not us.
Exactly.
You can't twist things around anymore. You can't. And when I started giving examples of stuff, this was Americans going, Americans started this with, we're not letting you cancel Joe Rogan. We're not letting you cancel Dave Chappelle. We're not going to get behind you on that.
Yeah.
We're not going to buy Bud Light. We're not going to shop at Target. We're not going to shop at Tractor Supply. And it was, we're not going to go see these Disney movies. Americans started the pendulum swinging. We're like, we're done with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
We're absolutely fucking done with all these 3-letter groups demanding to be at the front of the line. We don't mind treating you equal. We're all good with that. But you don't get special treatment.
Yep.
You don't get to go to the front of the line. It's like Trump's like that with other countries.
And we're being taught, like we were taught when we were younger, if somebody throws a punch at you, you finish it.
You fucking beat the shit out of them.
That's right.
Okay, that's
right.
what I'm
That's
saying.
what's
See,
happening.
there you go. That's a perfect example.
Yes, it is.
Someone takes a swing at you in the playground. You don't
Our
say,
parents
well,
were like,
you
go for
you
it.
punched me twice, so I'm going to punch you back twice. What is that they say? The liberals say we have to have a measured response. Fuck that. You take a swing at me, I'm going to hit you 50 times. You're going to you're going to think
Right.
before
You're
you
not
do that
coming back.
again.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happens in New Jersey when the drones are up there. Shoot them all down. And then when they start complaining, go, well, I bet you're going to think twice before you throw out a bunch of drones
Exactly.
at us again.
Exactly. What'd you tell our son, was it Bud? He was getting like picked on at school or something, and you said if somebody throws a punch at you, you throw it back. You'd go to the principal's office.
Well,
and
we've had
had a couple kids.
I've raised
throw-
32 children. This last batch of 8, 4 boys and 4 girls. We've been in the principal's office
Multiple
many times. And
the principal had you on speed dial.
and there was,
did.
you're right, one of our sons was getting picked on, and I told him, stand up for yourself, and he's like, well, but if I stand up for myself, then I'm going to end up in the principal's office.
Or suspended
So
or
he
something.
did. One time he pushed back. We all ended up in the principal's office, and I'm standing there, and the other kid's there. The other kid's parents are there.
That's right.
And you're there, and I'm there, and the principal's like, well, we know that the other boy started it, and we're going to punish him, but your son can't respond. And I stopped everybody right there. I said, let me explain how this works.
Yes. Here's the
You
Gen
punch
X
my
way.
son, and then I leaned over in the principal's office. I leaned over to our son, and I said, if that kid hits you,
That's right.
you punch him back until he stops hitting you. And if we end up in the principal's office, like we are, and the other boy's parents are making a big fit about you throwing 10 punches to his 1, I'm going to take the dad outside and I'm going to fucking make him understand what's going on.
That's right.
So that kid's 1 punch is going to really affect his family, because I'll find that guy. I'll find that dad coming out of a bar. I will find him where he works. That dad is going to teach his kid not to throw the first punch, because it's an avalanche after that.
Absolutely.
Until that family learns, don't behave that way.
Correct.
So I've done this. This isn't
I
something
know.
I'm talking about. I've physically done this shit, and the pendulum is swinging back. This is the way Trump reacts.
Exactly.
Trump would like nothing better than to tell Iran, you fucking around, I'm going to turn your country into a fucking parking lot.
Amen.
And I know he can't go that far, but that's the mentality of, you don't understand.
There's
You
no
throw the
more
first
words.
punch, I'm not going to do a measured response. I'm not going to shadow box with you. I'm going to fucking make you wish you didn't throw that first punch.
Amen. Yes.
The pendulum is swinging back the other way. This is just part of it. The election was part of it. All the stuff leading up to it, with all the stuff that happened with cancel culture, is part of it. This whole thing of the way I say my dumb brain thinks about things. You think I'm the only guy who thought about shooting down those drones in New Jersey and going, well, let's see who bitches about it. I'm not the only
no,
guy.
you're not.
It's
going to happen.
This
I
is
mean,
the
just-
way it is, right?
Yes, agree. Okay, one more thing on political. It was kind of hot and heavy with RFK when he kind of jumped ship from the Democrats and went to the Republicans.
Yeah.
And people were wondering why and this and that. But now he's been appointed
Yeah, he's getting there.
to his cabinet.
Right.
What do you think about this whole situation with him? It kind of quieted down a little bit, but now it's picking up again.
It's the food thing, and I'm on his
Yeah.
side. And I don't know much about it. I know food, the processed food is unhealthy. That's about all I know. I'm not an expert on that.
Well, let's put it this way. I can give you this much information and go for it. Europe has very, very strict
yeah.
food things. They are more into like not
it's-
a whole lot of packaged food is what
Right.
I want to say. And they don't allow the bad shit in their countries,
Sure.
all their countries. So
Right.
here's America, and we bring in all this
Yeah.
bad stuff. And you could tell the difference just by looking at people
Right.
too. So
Well,
there's your thing. That's what
okay,
he's
it's
going
the
for.
first thing is it's about money.
Oh, yeah.
The big thing was on the news recently was Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops in Canada doesn't have this shit in it. Fruit Loops in America does. Why? Because they make more money.
Oh, yeah.
They could make way more money fucking us up in the process, and they don't care. Their scapegoat is, well, then don't eat our food.
And it's
Don't eat
trickle-down
our-
effect.
Don't eat our Fruit Loops if you don't like them. Well, they're fucking addicting. Fruit Loops are really good.
Well, it's a trickle down because then you get sick, which means you go to the doctor, which means you get into medication, which
Right.
means
It's
it's a domino
Okay,
effect.
so RFK comes in, he goes, we're going to change all this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Now I don't know what he's going to do exactly because I'm not. I want to talk to Dr. McDreamy a little deeper about this. Now at the beginning of the program, I told you I talked to him this morning. Is there a way for RFK to just outlaw like a chemical?
Absolutely.
Like
That's
if
what
he's
they
going
do in
here and go,
Europe.
here's what it is. This chemical is in so many foods, and if I take away this chemical, it automatically takes away 6 other ones because you can't use these other 6 chemicals without this one. So if I get rid of this one, and of course I'm saying there's probably more than that. But if he could just go, I'm not going to go into court and argue every little food. I'm not going to argue Fruit Loops, and then I'm not going to argue Twinkies, and then I'm not going to argue Coca-Cola. I'm just going to tell you this chemical, this substance
Is banned.
is gone.
Yeah.
You figure it out on your end.
Europe does it.
Okay.
If they can do it, we can do it.
So I asked Dr. Matrimi, I said, give me 3 things that you would take out of food, processed food, right now. And he goes, only 3?
I know, there's a lot.
That was his answer. He goes, only 3? So here's what he picked.
Okay.
Red dye number 3,
Oh, that's in a lot of things.
sodium benzoate, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah, it's salt.
Brominated vegetable oil. Brominated? I don't
It's
know how
kind
to
of
say it.
like reinvented oil. I don't know how to explain
Okay.
it, except it's like imitation oil.
So he gave me those 3 things. Red
Yeah.
dye number 3, sodium benzoate, brominated vegetable oil.
Right off the top, you've
You
saved
take
a lot
those
of people.
3. Okay. So if you could take those 3, now I don't know this obviously. How many foods does that affect?
A lot.
What do you wipe out with just those 3?
But I have a thought on that. That takes away. Remember when we were younger, we had a market, which then turned into a supermarket. We've
Yeah.
seen in our lifetime as a Gen X, we went
Yeah.
from a market, even probably a neighborhood market
Right.
that had very little choices of what you could
Right.
buy.
And it was
then
all
we went to
local.
a supermarket,
Which kids don't even know the term supermarket anymore. They're like,
No.
what's a supermarket?
exactly, which we turned into. We went a couple ways, but now we go into the big box stores.
Clubs, yeah.
The clubs, which now they're just pumping that shit in as fast as possible at a mighty scale, right?
Right?
So what's going to happen is those places are going to start disappearing, and hopefully we get back to the market.
Well, here's what they're going to play. Here's how they're going to attack RFK. Let's say RFK calls up Dr. McDreamy and says, all right, where do you want me to start? And McDreamy says, get rid of these 3 things. And he goes to Trump and says, hey, these are the 3 things we get rid of. Becomes a rule, a law, whatever. And it affects hundreds of thousands of different brands of foods. They either have to quit making those foods or they have to make them a different way.
Correct.
If they make them a different way, the prices are going to go up and everyone's going to blame Trump. Everyone's going to blame RFK. I can already see it. It's
Well,
going to
yeah.
happen. They say, well, Prusa, groceries have gone up, and look what he's done. Everything's more expensive because he got rid of red dye number 3, and now everything's more expensive. Way to go, Trump. He's fucking everything up.
Yeah.
They're going to miss the story on purpose of what it's the good part, but I'm just telling you that's how that's going to get played out.
But
But
on the flip side of that, the health care is the health of the people in America are going to go up.
Yeah.
Yes, the stuff that you want to buy that's going to destroy your body.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's going to be more expensive, but you're going to feel better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he can do the fight of, hey, we're starting to be healthier and stronger and, do
I don't
things.
think I eat anything with red dye number 3 in it.
Lie.
I
don't know right off the top
What
of
do
my
I eat
head, but
that's red?
red dye is in so much stuff.
don't eat anything red at all. What do I
There's
eat
a
that's red?
variation.
Maybe what is there? Cherry pie? Is there red dye and cherry pie? Okay, I'll quit eating cherry pie. I don't care. I don't like cherry pie anyway. I'm telling you, what's red dye? Is it,
I don't know. You put me on the spot. I can't think of it.
people are writing that shit down right now, going, okay, so no red dye number 3. And they eat Twinkies. There's no red dye in
Lots
Twinkies.
of candy. I mean, if you have candy, it's in a lot of candy.
Twinkies is yellow dye number 5.
Well, that's going to be outsourced too.
Even says so in Die Hard. We learned that in Die Hard.
There's in the baking world, they're even saying the dyes that they use for frosting and stuff is not good.
Well,
doesn't matter what color it is.
The good thing is capitalism will succeed here.
Oh,
If
for
everybody
sure.
goes, oh, well, everything's going to go up in price, well, then we're going to quit buying your shit.
Amen.
Guess what? Lower the price back down to where it was, and you're not going to make as much profit now as you did when you fed us chemicals. Sorry about your luck. We'll still buy your stuff if you're charging the same price, but it's better for us. You don't make as much money. Tough shit. If you have to make that money and raise the price, well, then we're not going to buy it from you. Fuck off.
That's what's going to happen. That
All
comes
right.
back into your thing of what you were saying, that we're just becoming tougher and saying we're not doing it.
Yep.
This is what's happening. So, all right. So we went through all the political stuff.
Yeah, and we lost all the viewers. No one's listening anymore.
I don't know. I think they're all going to be. I
I'm
don't know.
getting a
We'll
haircut.
see. You're getting it? Well, the kid's getting one right now.
Yeah, but he
So
won't.
now you can talk behind his back.
But he won't go to where I go now to get my haircut.
Oh, he doesn't want to go see Big Jess?
No.
I told you to take him to Big Jess.
He just hits me up and goes, I'm going to go get my haircut while you guys are doing your podcast. And then I found out, you're going to love this. For the audience, you guys are going to dig this shit. He got a picture from his girlfriend. Addie sent a picture and said, get this haircut.
Oh, this is going to be good.
She gave him the picture. Said, get this haircut. This is what you got to do.
He must have heard me come in. Did I come to you and say, you guys need to go get haircuts? Didn't I? He must have overheard me
I don't know.
saying that.
But he didn't want me to drag his ass to Big Jess. So he's going to Sports Clip where he gets his little massage and he gets his full body
Typical
shower
Gen
and all this
Zer.
other shit. But he's got to go in there with a picture. Goes, my girlfriend says I have to look like this.
Now tell them who used to cut your hair when you were younger. Your mother.
My mom. Well, okay. Now,
But your mom went to school. I have to say, your mom went to school for it.
here we go. Now you're talking
What?
about everyone's going to think that I had the Dr. McDreamy haircut where my mom put a bowl over my head and just cut around the
My mom
edges.
did that to me.
That is not what my
I
mother
had it like
actually
in
had a
fourth grade.
beautician's license.
I know she
It's
did.
a little different.
But your mom did cut your hair
My mom did cut my hair. Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I go, that's what's going to come down to. It's going to do
I've
that.
offered to cut every one of our kids' hair. They always tell me no.
Our daughter-in-law of our oldest son, she cuts his hair. Did you know that? She cuts
yeah,
the
but it's
Marine.
like he
It's
just
the
gets
army haircut.
Yeah, she just gets out the clippers and clips on number 2 and goes, all right, you're done.
That's it. Yeah,
Ah.
she does that. That's what's going to happen. We'll just go back to that.
So speaking of that, we're doing this podcast, and last week I had to do the podcast on my own.
I'm sorry.
I did that from the Sun Valley Fox's house. You were in one of the back rooms dying sick.
oh,
And St.
worst headache
Donna,
ever.
when you listened to the podcast last week, St. Donna, she was doing dishes. She was ruffling papers, wrapping and unwrapping presents. I'm like, now how do I? She's being very gracious and kind. She's letting me do the podcast.
She's always doing it with a smile.
And she's walking on camera. She must be on camera 13 times. She's walking down the hallway.
But she did that to the live stream the night before, too. We're all sitting around the table. And she's making little comments on the outside.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on it,
But I'm going to
but I'll make
interject.
comments from the distance.
Yeah, she's the peanut gallery we used to say in the old days.
She was just off camera enough during the live stream. Did you notice in the kitchen
Yeah.
that you couldn't really see her,
But the microphone could hear
but
her.
the microphone could pick her up? I won't be on it, but yeah. So you had to do it alone. I'm really sorry that you had to.
It
There was no
tough.
way I was
No,
going to be
you
able
were
to do it.
you were really bad sick.
I don't get migraines, but for those that suffer from migraines, holy Santa
You
Claus
never
shit.
made that phone call that Dr. McDreamy told you to make either, and by now you've forgotten. You got your migraine
Oh.
after you went to see your physical therapist, who up until now has been really saving your back pain, but she did something that gave you a headache that lasted 3 days, and she bruised you.
Yeah, she did.
Dr. McDreamy goes, take pictures of the bruises. And I'm like, why, for a police report? He goes, no, I want to see where they are. So I took pictures of your bruises and sent them. She bruised you and gave you a headache. I'm just telling you that you got to make a phone call and go, you fucked me
I
up.
texted her. I told her about it.
What'd you say? You didn't text her.
I'll tell you later.
Oh my God. I guarantee your version of, if I would have texted her, I was like, you fucked up my wife. You gave her a headache for 3 days. You made her sick and there's bruises all over her body. You texted her something like, I was a little bit less comfortable this time That's something you would send.
Oh my god.
You would be very vague, and you don't want
Dr.
to.
McDreamy thinks that I caught something though too.
Yeah, he thinks you caught something for the flu part, but you didn't catch something and come back with bruises on your ribs.
No. That was just from the physical therapy. Yeah. But also while I was down, that was like the worst weekend ever to be away. To be
Yeah.
sick on the road is
It
the
was tough.
worst. Is awful.
And then I tried to drive out to Yerington to the county to ask questions. I got sick on the road. I had to call you and go, I can't come back and get you. I had to pull over, and I was so sick for so long, the sun went down. I didn't have my nighttime glasses, so I'm driving around with dark glasses trying to see, and I go, I'm barely going to make it back to the hotel.
I don't think I told you. When I finally was able to like get up and walk out to the Sun Valley Fox's house where they were working and
Yeah.
stuff, I saw your wheelchair was left, and I'm like, wait a second, where is he? And they said, oh, he left. He went to Yerington, and I said, but his wheelchair's here. And he
Yeah.
doesn't have his drug. I went through the whole list.
You
didn't have your light. I go,
because
what
I
is
thought
he
I was just
thinking?
going out and coming back, and I got stuck out there, like no crutches, no wheelchair, no. I think I had my crutches with me, but I had nothing.
What happened in Yerington, though? You went to the county for what reason?
I went to because I don't understand the rules on building on bare land. Like, do you have to have a? I wanted to know if you could just put up a slab of concrete. You can't build anything without all the permits and everything out in front of you. I got that. You got to have a site plan.
But can you just put some concrete
That's
down?
what I asked. And the main person wasn't there. And there was a couple of underlings that I was asking, and they didn't agree. The three people didn't quite agree. One person says, well, what are you going to put on the concrete? I said, now see, I caught him. I said, yeah, I know. You're asking me if I'm going to put up a shed or a garage. You're going to say, well, then you got to submit plans before you pour the concrete. And they said, yeah. And then the other guy goes, well, what if he just wants concrete? And the guy says, well, what are you just going to park on? I said, and I finally interrupted. I said, what if I just want concrete? What if I'm an admirer of concrete slabs? And I'm going to put up 12 different concrete slabs because I like them. They're decorations. Can I do that?
That's smart.
And they're like, yeah, but then you can't build something on it. But if you do build something on it, the concrete has to be to a certain specification if you're going to put a garage on it. So if you just put out a concrete slab for the fun of it, then you go to build the garage, they say, whoa, buddy, tear
It's
this
not
concrete up and let's see what's inside of it.
Ah,
So if you're going to build something, even just for fun, you better make sure it's
To
some
specs.
sort of specification
I figured.
that could accommodate your future endeavors. That's really all I learned. But you can't put it up. You can't they can't stop you from pouring concrete. They start raising an eyebrow like you're doing something with this and we know it.
okay. So I have some breaking news right now. My phone just rang from your mother.
Why?
Why are you in trouble?
I don't know. I couldn't have done anything.
It just said it came across. I couldn't answer it. You're in trouble. If she's calling me, your
Yeah.
mom is calling me, and
Something's
not
wrong.
you.
Yeah, something's wrong.
You're in trouble. So I can't wait. I'm going to call her after this.
I don't want to hear this. I don't even want to.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong when my mother
Oh,
calls.
no. She just texted me now. Hold on. Let's see what it is.
You don't have to do this in front of everybody. I got friends out here that are listening to this. What does it say?
She wants to know if our kids are going to be at our house for Christmas. That's what she's calling for.
She's going to show up, isn't she?
I don't know.
She's going to show up.
She noticed she didn't text you.
No. Because if she would have said, "Are the children coming home for Christmas?" I would have gone, "Nope." Nope, don't bother coming. Nobody's going to be here. In fact, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be somewhere else.
You can come visit my wife, right?
Yeah, you can come visit your favorite person, which is what she'll call me and go, "Where's my favorite person?" She means you.
I know.
She doesn't mean me.
I know.
All right.
Hey, I want you to plug that you and the kid are on Cameo. People don't know what Cameo is. So
Oh, well,
because now people with Christmas coming, they might want to do something.
We're
with
tagging
that.
along cameos for famous people where you can have Mel Gibson wish you a happy birthday.
Right.
Or you can have Ron White, cuss out your neighbor. You do Cameo just is you go into Cameo and you pay celebrities like $700 or $200 to do something or say something, and you get to keep it. So it's forever.
Right. It's
So-
a video.
Yeah. So it's a video.
good.
So I think we're so famous. I think we charge $35.
I think so too. I can't remember what it is.
We will cuss out your kid for you, or we'll wish you a happy birthday. Or some
now it's
people,
like Merry Christmas
a couple people have said, "Hey, can you give me a little pick me up?"
or advice.
Advice like, "Hey, I'm going through some stuff," and they wanted a video that they could just replay every now and then.
You've also done like an anniversary one.
Well, here's the other thing. Here's the thing that I think is different about ours is that you pay a celebrity $200 or $300 for 30 seconds.
Right.
I've never done one less than 3 minutes
I know.
because I just trying to be helpful, trying to relate. So, you can get that video done. So yes, there is Cameo out there. If I want to, you know what I want to do? I want to do a breakup.
That would be hilarious.
Or somebody quitting their job.
Their job.
Right.
You would love that.
I want to have someone say, listen, my boss's name is Ted. I work at a car wash. I don't want to work there anymore. Tell Ted I quit. All right. Hey, Ted, guess what? Bob's quitting. Yeah, he's tired of working under your authoritarian regime. And basically everyone would quit, but they don't know where to go. Everyone thinks you're a dick. No one likes you. And everyone's leaving, but Bob's the first one to go. I'd like to do something like that.
And Bob asked me to
And Bob
let
asked
you
me
know.
to let you know he didn't fucking work there anymore.
That's right.
Or break up with somebody. Just
You would.
call, say, hey,
What's your favorite breakup song? Come on, tell people. What is it?
Here I Go Again on My Own by Whitesnake.
That's right.
And you just tell the guy, say, hey, Roger, Tina and I don't think it's working out anymore. We've talked about this, and we're going to go in a new direction. So thanks for being boyfriend and girlfriend for this year, but I'm just letting you know Tina's moving on. She's packing her stuff. I'm leaving her keys on the kitchen counter. And basically, we wish you the best. Kind of give him the Moneyball speech.
That's what I thought you were going with, Moneyball.
Give him the Moneyball speech. Hey, Roger, you've been traded to the Phillies. Here's Ed Wade's number. He's the GM. He's expecting your call.
They'll make your travel arrangements for
You're
you.
a good guy, Roger, and we wish you the best.
That would be hilarious. Somebody could pay $35 for you to say
I
that.
will break up. I will
That would
break
be-
up with their boyfriend or girlfriend. Yeah.
That would be awesome. So if you guys want to reach out to us on Cameo, it's an app. If you want to do that, go to cameo.com, look up Gen X Talks. I can't remember the
There's a
actual
link
thing.
on our website.
Yeah, so if you wanted Gen X Dad here to break up your relationship, your marriage.
I would almost do those for free. That'd be so much fun to do. And
if you want to wish somebody a Merry Christmas or a Grinch Christmas, whatever. I mean, whatever you want.
yeah,
Look us up.
It's personalized. We use the names you tell us to the people you tell us. So it's good to do that.
So now I'm going to throw you into the bus now that we're nearing the end here.
What now?
So as of yesterday, you came up with a great idea to do the 12 Days of Christmas, which starts when?
Today.
Today.
Yeah.
job.
I say things and then I regret saying it later.
Yeah, after you, it's not that easy, is
No,
it?
I get us into shit and I'm like,
And
oh.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
you balked my idea of the 12 Days of Christmas.
Well, it's not a good idea till I come up with the idea.
Of course.
Well,
So it was kind of like that thing where psychologically, I make you just come up with it on your own.
yeah, I don't,
And then it's a great idea. It's
ever since you've said that, you told everybody that you trick me into thinking things are my idea, and then to get me to do them.
it's an art.
Yeah, I have now gone back. I've sat seriously for hours trying to think of things in my past. Going, was that really my idea,
It's great, isn't
or
it?
did she do? I can't tell sometimes.
Like a little witchcraft going on.
I don't like that little voodoo doll things going on
It's taken
there.
me 50 years to master that.
That's bullshit.
It's awesome. Just
not-
think of the years ahead that's going to happen.
No, I don't.
These aren't the droids you're looking for. That's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm pulling on you.
That was a nice pull. Hey, so everyone's asking about Briggs. I don't have a big update, but I will tell you this. I've employed 2 new strategies with Briggs. One is I don't care. I don't have any expectations, and I don't get upset. And it kind of feathered into something that's hitting him in his heart a little bit. He'll do something like I'll say, hey, can you go do these 3 things? He comes back and 2 of them he forgot to do.
Uh-huh.
He goes, oh, hey, I'm sorry. I forgot to do those 2 things. And like he went over to pay the storage shed. I go pay the storage shed. While you're over there, drive back, open up the storage shed, see how much stuff we have in there, and make sure the floor is clean. We'll have to clean the floor before we check out of the storage unit, take some pictures, pay the bill, but go check it out. He comes back. He goes, oh, I forgot to go. I paid the bill, but I forgot to go look at the storage unit. Now, years ago, I would have been like, how the fuck could you forget to do that, you dumb shit? You had 2 things to do, and the main thing to do was go back and look and take pictures. You didn't fucking do it. You know what I do now? Now I say, well, it's okay. I really didn't expect you to get this right. You act more like an 8-year-old than you do a 19-year-old. It's okay. I don't have any expectations. I kind of figure you're going to fuck half of it up. When I say those things to Briggs, believe it or not, that is changing him a little bit more than anything else. I'm like, it's okay. I wasn't really counting on you anyway. Oh, you weren't? No. Why should I? You've proven you're not reliable for shit, so I'm not upset. I didn't think you'd do it anyway. He's actually focused and changing some stuff inside of him for the better. You can see that maturity coming up. And that's a good thing. The other one I did was when he does something, I'll tell him, go out and hook up these cameras or do something. And before he leaves, I say, either find a solution to whatever you're going out there to do, or make sure you find a really good excuse. He goes, what do you mean? I go, find a solution, or just come back and tell me a really great story on how you can't do it. I said, I want you to find a solution or find a story. Which guy are you?
Interesting. That's
And
good.
now he's coming back with less stories and more solutions.
Excellent.
And those are just two things I just decided to try. Like, I don't care.
Look, even after 8 kids, we're still reinventing the wheel.
Oh, I don't have any.
Each
This
kid
is
is
so
so
I don't
different.
understand it at all.
Each kid.
I don't get it at all,
We're still learning, still parenting.
I guess.
I wish there was a book.
There is no book.
I
There's
know
no-
there isn't. I
The
wish there
kids
was.
get mad at us for raising them. You've heard me say this to every kid. I sit down and go, you didn't come with an instruction manual.
No.
We took you home from the hospital. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're making this up as we go.
They went, good luck.
Yeah. This is
Pretty
try
much all that.
parenting, so we're trying.
Yeah. All
So-
right. So you're not going to plug your 12 days of Christmas?
How would you like me to? Okay, every night at 6:00, we're doing an hour show. We are doing an hour show.
Oh, I know. And you dragged me into
I dragged
this.
you into it. We're doing an hour.
You're buying me dinner every night for the next 12 days.
What? Okay, I'll buy you dinner.
I've got to get paid, man.
Leonard got to get paid. Okay. But every day we'll do a different theme of Christmas. The website will be done today, the page and the calendar section where we can link everybody to it. We'll put up in the member section where everybody can see it. And every day there'll be a different theme. Like one day, the kid is doing his on his Kids Corner shows. He's doing Kids Corner music and kind of a recap because he'll do the 12th day. On the 13th day is Christmas Eve. We're doing a Christmas Eve show then. But on the other days, we're doing
like Christmas music.
Christmas
one day,
music is one.
Christmas movies.
Christmas movies. All of these shows
They're very interactive.
are call-in shows.
Yes.
Every one of them is going to be call-in. Tonight, we're doing one. We're starting off tonight. The first night is you're going to call me and tell me what you're getting for Christmas, what you want for Christmas.
Want for Christmas.
Now, see, his haircut came out good. Hey, kid, is that the picture that your girlfriend sent? I know you got you had
he's
to go.
in trouble now.
You got a picture from Addie and said this is the picture you're supposed to get of the haircut.
haircut.
Did you obey?
Did you obey your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think
know
he did.
about that.
The picture wouldn't load, but I knew.
Oh, yeah. So he
But
just
yeah,
went with
is-
it.
It is what it was.
Uh-huh.
That's what I wanted.
That kind of looks like what my hair was when I was like 17.
Yeah, we got to ask Addie, though. So
How would she know what I looked like
No,
at
we got
17?
to ask Addie if this is what she wanted.
Does that resemble me at all?
Yeah, it does. I told you, he looks a lot like you. It's very scary.
I did have something to do with his conception. I was
Well,
there.
I mean, we haven't had a DNA test for that
No,
one.
but I'm pretty sure he's mine. If he comes back and looks more like the UPS guy from back then, I'm going to be pissed. All right. So the 12 days of Christmas tonight, we're calling in, and people are going to say what they want for Christmas, and I'm going to tell them what they're getting.
Or if they're getting
if
it.
they're getting anything.
So you're playing naughty or nice.
I'm
tonight.
playing Santa. Like if a nice lady calls in and says she wants a dog collar for her puppy, I'm going to go, you're getting that. You deserve that. You've been wonderful all year.
Very nice.
If some guy calls in, if Loud One calls in and goes, I want some new tires for my truck, I'm going to go, you ain't getting shit. You're lucky you're not getting coal in your
Go
fucking
down to
stocking.
Les Schwab and pull your wallet out, man.
Yeah, go to Les Schwab and apply for some credit. You ain't getting dick. And your wife's not buying shit for you. She's getting a new frying pan only so she can hit you with it.
There you go.
That's how tonight's going to go. It's going to be a lot of
It'll
fun.
be a
But
lot of
every
fun.
day there'll be 12 different days of Christmas, 12 different themes, all Christmas related. All of them call-ins. We'll do it all the way through. And then December 24th, we'll have our Christmas Eve show. And then we got stuff planned between Christmas and New Year's. But the big one is on New Year's Eve, 12 noon till midnight Pacific time.
Yes.
We're doing a 12-hour stream straight through. We're going
Yes, we
to
are.
take turns and take shifts. But if we don't have a mechanical failure, if the internet doesn't go down, we are going to do the entire 12-hour straight through.
We're doing a marathon.
Marathon through. We've done those before.
Yes, we have.
successfully did we successfully do a 24-hour one time?
I think we stopped short 2 or 3 hours before.
Well, we failed one time miserably.
Yes.
But I thought we pulled one off. I thought we actually
I
did
don't
a
know. The kid
24-hour
would
stream.
know. I'm sure the kid would know, but I don't remember. Did we pull off
Did we
a
ever get
24-hour?
a 24-hour stream we did at one time? Yeah.
That's okay.
It was 2 12-hour streams because you had to restart it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It went,
But it glitched, but that wasn't our fault.
yeah, it went till 3 a.m. We started at like. God, did we start? I think it was.
We had one that failed. We only got like 17 hours in and we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then the next year we tried 24 hour and we did it. We've done
Yeah.
one.
I think it was. I had 10 o'clock to midnight, and then
I had to get up at like 2 one
yeah,
time.
You had 2
Oh.
to 3, and I had 3
Yeah.
to.
You guys wanted me. You guys are like, yeah, but we had a 24-hour stream and I added up your guys' segments and it was like 6 hours. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Whoa.
I've got the other 18 hours?
I
Yes.
did like 5 or 6 on my own.
Come on.
Because I did 10 to about midnight, I think. Then you did 1 to 2. Then Mom subbed in 2 to 3, and then I did 3. And I was supposed to end at 5, but you didn't come down till like 6:30.
Yeah, I don't like.
So-
I was not into this live stream.
You know what I
stuff.
thought was great when you did your, because you've done other live streams where it was just you, like on your
Yeah,
birthday.
it makes me uncomfortable.
Right. But you did so well and so many, because I moderated for you.
Yes.
And so many people loved asking you questions, talking just about your point of view, your perspective. And it ranged from everything from being married to having kids to just, being a woman.
Cancer pod. They
Cancer was
asked
in there too.
questions.
There was that's one of the most lovable live streams ever is when you do
Oh,
them by
thanks.
yourself and people just get to interact with just you.
Well, thank you.
So
And putting up with you, right? That's what they
that's
asked
not
me.
what they ask you.
How do you live with them on a daily
No,
basis?
they ask you, does he have any brothers?
Oh, that was last once.
Does he have anybody else that behaves like him? I'd like to get married myself. And no, afraid we don't. I got
Oh,
2
my
brothers, but you wouldn't
goodness.
want either one of them.
One cooks though.
Neither one of them are this handsome. Let's start with that.
All right, I get
So
it.
we about done here. Is there anything
Yes.
else?
No, I think we're done.
All right. So have we solved anything at all? We figured anything out?
The mysteries of the universe? No, we haven't solved that.
All right. Without looking at your screen, how long have we been on?
Hour 18.
No, you see your evil charms wear off past an hour. 2 things happened here. One, you're way off. We're at an hour 26.
I said an hour 18.
That's 8 minutes off. You're usually like seconds off.
Okay, well.
Secondly, you didn't yawn one time.
I know.
Whatever the over
Don't
under
say yawn.
whatever
Here it comes.
whatever the over under was, usually 6 yawns per
I
live
slept good
stream.
last night.
Yeah, it didn't hit you at all.
I've had 2 cups of coffee too.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know what? I haven't really stared at Greg Gutfeld. For those of you that are watching the studio camera,
We have
he's,
Greg.
he's still in here. I've only glanced over at him a couple times. I've been trying to be professional and let him do his job. Because if I look, he could, okay, don't look at the camera, man. Look over there and do your job. And I didn't want to get lectured.
Out of the
so-
corner of my eye, I can see him moving around.
Well, I see him moving around, but I've only like looked at him twice. So anyway, so he'll be here all day long. That means, you know what that means is that every time we order pizza, he gets some. That means every time we pour drinks, he gets some. And he gets all.
He's going to be here through the live stream tonight too.
Now that's. I think he's. I would
We need to
imagine
set him up from some headphones so he can hear the calls.
he's definitely got to sit in with headphones. And
'Cause that's part
he's
of
got to
it.
set his cameras up and just let him run where he can just sit in here.
because it's hilarious hearing
Yeah.
people call in.
It's going to be
Love
fun
it.
with that one. So
It's old school call in.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
What do you want?
All right, okay. There's 2 things I wanted to throw out there that are
Uh-oh.
kind of current, and I don't know if you want to add this, but Luigi and how that's gripping the nation, or Hawk 2 and her cryptocurrency.
Well,
We were just talking about
actually,
we differ
Yeah.
on
hold on.
Luigi.
Hey, Briggs, come around here for a sec. Come.
We
like,
differ
share.
on Luigi.
It's a spot 6.
Yeah, I'll
spot.
just, I
Which
got
one is the microphone that's on?
spot 5. Go to spot 5.
5. Right, 5 is on. The funny you should ask about
the
that
spelling bee.
because we talked on a live stream about Luigi and his getting caught and stuff, and now he's spewing out his manifesto and everything.
Women love them.
Women love him. Yeah.
He's Italian. I could pass.
And
but
you
it's
liked
okay.
his abs in that picture because
No,
he was all.
I said if
You
he has
noticed.
a back problem, why does he have
okay,
abs?
we have 2 theories. Right when before anybody knew who this guy was, my theory was this is a disgruntled person. Either his mom died, and the healthcare let her die, didn't give her the medicine, and he's pissed. It's something on that side. He's a patient-oriented shooting. You said, no, the guy was going to blow the whistle on insider trading and politicians and all this shit. Well, as
He
it's
got hired to.
as it's unfolding, it seems to be that, once again, your husband's more right.
No, that's
the way we're going.
bullshit the media is sending out right now.
Come on.
Wow. Okay.
There's the thing. He's like had back problems and all this other stuff. And so, okay, so that's where we're at. Now, the Hawk Tuah girl, and I know that it was, I don't know how Bitcoin works too much. I need stuff, my generation, physical things in your hands. So, but the kid.
I don't say I know a lot.
No,
Don't hype me up too much.
The kid had a take.
Yeah, I did.
All right, what do you got?
Trying to remember my take. We talked about this in passing the other day.
You told me that they pulled the rug out. Some people.
It's a rug pull. Yeah, so a lot of creators, whenever it's like, last ditch effort, your audience is failing, a lot of people will just do a rug pull, which is like you make a coin, a ton of people invest in it, but since you own, a lot of it's insider trading, since you own a lot of it, say you own 90% of it,
right.
All these people invest, your 90% is just through the roof.
Yeah.
You just sell it all immediately, and it's a rug pull. So now anybody who invested is like, well, this sucks, because like now
sell it off to the people that invested. You get the cash. They get a fake coin's not worth it.
Yeah, it's worth pennies.
You said that a guy, before we go to the
yeah, it was a kid. So
slow down. You're talking
Okay.
too fast. Tell him what you told me about the kid and his two versions.
he's not here.
Oh, he's not here.
Remember, he's not here. Yeah. Okay. That's how you get it authentic. He's not here.
That's right.
So there was this kid. I can't remember his name. Basically, he made. They call it. No, he's just a random guy. He didn't have a platform. Nothing.
Really? Okay.
And they call them meme coins because they're kind of just jokes most of the time. So he made a coin. Ton of people invested in it. He immediately rug pulled it. He's like teenager. Rug pulled it.
Oh, I think I heard about
He
that.
made like 20 grand.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he had like a small YouTube following.
People got-
and he goes, yeah. And he's like, oh, people are so mad at me. He made Sorry coin.
So after that, he makes one called
He makes
coin.
he makes a Sorry coin.
Down, okay.
A ton of people invest. He rug pulls it anyway. And then he,
So it's kind of like that shape.
whoa. We're not done yet. We're not done.
Yeah.
Yeah, same guy. Third coin. It's like he publicly says, don't buy this coin.
That's what the name of the coin was. Don't
So
buy
yeah,
the coin.
I think the coin's name or description was "Don't buy this," and the third time, rug pulled it again. He made like 60 grand off of 3 coins.
No, really?
Yeah.
That's an
So
entrepreneur.
now, so it's a con artist. What are you talking about? It's not business. Wow, entrepreneur.
Going, huh,
God.
It's a business opportunity. You
I'm trying to think. So if I did that, Mom's like, gosh, I know you just committed like a major crime, but man, you stole thousands of dollars from people. You little entrepreneur. You're stealing. You're stealing money.
because
I don't know the exact laws. I don't know enough about crypto.
Who invested the money?
Mom rubbed your head. That's my little.
Oh, my orange jumpsuit. Oh, entrepreneur. See you in 6 months.
You had me on to jail.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Bake a cake. With
Yeah.
the fire.
So with the Hawk Tuah coin, with Haley Welch's coin, I don't think she actually did it. I think she just had a team she was working with.
Yeah, I can't
but like,
imagine her doing
but
any of
like,
that stuff.
so obviously you got to look at both sides of the story here. Right. On her side defense, when you go to buy the coin, there's screenshots saying 95% of this coin is owned by insider trading. Like, be careful with the site they're on.
Very upfront about it.
Yeah, they were very upfront about it. So, and the reason why so many people invest in stuff like that is because they think, I know it's going to be a rug pull, but I'm not going to get rug pulled. I'm going to go along with the rug pull.
Everybody thinks that.
Everybody thinks that because you can treat cryptocurrency kind of like the stock market in a lot of ways, of like buying and selling and how much it fluctuates. And with that coin, you think as soon as I see it go down after the big rise, I'm selling. Well, it's not a like steep fall. It's an instant because they're selling it all.
It crashes.
Like, yeah, they sell it all. It's literally a rug pull. They sell it all in like the matter of 10 minutes. So if you're not watching it, and even if you did, like you still could lose money.
Well, they
that
said
way.
I glanced at one of the highlights or the headlines on the Hawk Tuah girl one, and you're right. It was a team of people. I mean, she didn't do this.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, we're going to put your face on this and do it. And she's like, okay. $94 million is what it went up to. And then it was worth $4 million. So everybody who invested $94 million, now they all have to split $4 million. So everybody lost everything on it, and she got a cut of hers. So she scored bank.
Yeah.
And as long as, like you say, the disclaimers are out there, I'm telling you, even with your story you told about that guy, that they could have things. This is a lie. This is wrong. This is dumb. You're going to lose all your money if you click yes. People are going to click yes.
But this isn't the first time this has happened. Other people have tried it.
Yeah.
There was one guy that fled the country, right? Well, like years ago about it. I can't remember what it was with the Bitcoin thing, but
yeah, that Sam Friedman guy.
Yeah, he did it, and then we're talking millions of dollars.
Yeah, like $200 billion.
And he skipped the country. They found him.
They brought him back.
The difference between like this rug pull compared to like other ones that always happen is that this one was obviously a lot more money. Like that kid made 10 grand, 20 grand, which is a lot. But in comparison to what Haley Welch probably made was like incomparable. You said 94 to 4 million. It's nuts.
So,
but another thing is that she is like nationally, internationally known.
Right.
Like, and she still had a lot of popularity when this happened.
Well, that's why they put her face on it. Yeah.
Exactly. So, like Mark Cuban, he was one of the insider traders.
Wow.
Like, there's a lot of people who invested into this coin.
Well, they knew. Those guys knew.
You never
they were
know. They probably did.
Those are the insiders that like, okay, I'm going to be one of the, I'm going to make a lot of, I see what you guys are doing here.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it out there, sell it, and take my stuff out. He was part of the crash. Tell everybody what, tell the guy who's not here and the camera that's not here. Tell him about that kid who was the richest guy in the world for like half an hour.
Oh, yeah. No, there was this guy, this YouTuber. I can't remember his name. I wish I knew. But he makes YouTube shorts and like longer videos, and he became the richest guy in the world for 30 seconds. He's in England. And basically what he did was he made a company, an LLC called Money Unlimited Limited. And he sat out on the street for like 4 hours trying to get somebody to buy a share of his company for $50. And eventually a lady came up and she was like, "Oh, I think I know you. Like, I'll join in, like get one for $50. Sells it. So now one share has been sold for $50. So he's like, I'm going to issue 1 billion shares of my company. So now technically, since one sold for $50, they all can sell for $50.
And people bought them.
Well,
Wow.
it's like, he talked with an accountant. He's like, "Is this legal?" And he's like, "No, it's not legal at all. Technically, your net worth is $50 billion, but you need to shut down your company right now." But for 30 seconds, he became
he had to unwind the whole thing real fast. But if you sold at $50 a share and he sells 1 billion shares, you got more money than Elon Musk and everybody else. What if you sell 100 billion, or 200 billion, or 300 billion?
Oh
he just had to issue as many shares as he wants. Technically, since he sold one, he literally sold one for $50. They all can be sold for that.
Wow.
He also became a part of the royal family in England because he found some distant person that was a dude.
Oh, I heard
and
about
then
that guy.
He like got married to that guy, and then he was like, "All right, time to get a divorce." And it's like technically, since it's part of the royal family, can't get a divorce for a year.
That's
so
right.
he's like married to this dude for a year for no reason.
Very good. That's funny.
You know what's funny is that you look back at stuff, and I know this is just my Gen X brain.
Here it goes
working
again.
backwards again. But
Working overtime today.
It's really not that hard. I'm not putting that much effort into this shit. When this
Works
stuff
hard when the cameras are on.
pops
Yes, it
into
does.
my head, it just kind of happens. But if you're investing in the stock market and you lose everything, and your broker comes back, they give you a little speech. Well, I'm sorry, you invested in textile junk bonds, and the junk bond market didn't work out. You had to kind of expect that, and we have to accept that. It's part of money. It's part of investing. It's part of society. How come that only works one way?
True.
No, I'm not. How come when the IRS comes knocking on my door and says, you owe us $36,000, I can't go? Well, you invested in Gen X Talks junk bonds, and it didn't pan out for you guys.
That's right. That's
All right. Thank you for the investment, America. The IRS, the junk bonds didn't work out. We'll try again next year.
They don't know what junk
Is it
bond. You're
'cause-
gonna have to come up with something else than junk bonds.
But the junk bond is a relatable thing.
Yeah, it
there are
is.
junk bonds, and when you invest in them and it fucks up, you just suck up the loss. Well, when the IRS comes and asks, "Hey, look, we had all this money," you say, "Well, I know you invested in the wrong guy. We had a bad year. Thanks. If we do
Thanks
well,
for playing.
We're gonna make some moves in the off season. We're gonna.
That's right. If Gen X Talks as the general, as a Gen X Z, if I do well next year, I'll be more happy to pay you some taxes. But I'm sorry, you
There were
invested
some
in a bad
unforeseen
company.
injuries. Just team chemistry really fell apart halfway through the year.
Can I do that with the IRS? Can I say, it's really a locker room problem?
That's right.
We need a
It's the
manager
behind
at the
the
Great
locker room.
players. We just need more leadership at the helm.
That's right. We hired Greg Gutfeld to come in and do some behind the scenes to really get to the root of the behind the
us on
scenes
Hard Knocks.
problem. We got Greg in here. He's going to solve the issues for us.
That's right.
He's going to report back and go, here's your locker room issues. Here's where everything's going off
Right.
the
Let's
rails.
clean it up.
I just think that we
Let's
should be
tighten
able
it
to.
up.
Or the other one is that we've all heard stories our entire lives about federal spending. And how there's they even make fun of it in movies because you really don't think that the Air Force charges $80,000 for a toilet seat and $50,000 for a hammer.
Yeah.
Because we know they overinflate all their prices and they pay stuff. I want to do that backwards with the IRS one time. When they come in and say, hey, you $8,000, I want to go, well, this paperclip ought to cover it. Here you go.
It's one of a kind.
You sold the paperclip to the Air Force for $8,000, motherfucker.
That's right.
So here you go. In fact,
I shop at the same place they do.
That's right. So here's 2 paper clips. This is for next year's taxes. I'll see you next year.
Yeah.
I don't know why that door can't swing both ways. Now I know this is my Gen X bragging.
I think it's brilliant.
Off the top here, but
I'm sure they'll let you do that. You should try it, Dad. You should try it. I'm sure they'll let you.
I had a guy. One of my greatest mentors.
He's got a guy.
He knows a guy.
He's
I
always
know
got
a guy.
He's always got a guy.
You got to know a guy. You got to know a guy
always
for
have a guy.
everything.
He always knows a guy.
You know a
That's
guy.
right.
He'll be like, yeah, man, I'm going
I
out
know
of
a
the
guy.
mountains. I need a map made to this area. He's like, I know a guy.
I know a guy who can do that for you. Yeah.
Hey, man, I need a paper mache crane made and mailed to me in 24 hours. Oh, I know a guy. Just anything.
Okay, can we get back to my story?
I was trying to think
I
of
was
more funny
working-
things. I know a guy.
I was working at Victor
That
Valley
guy.
Imports in Victorville, California, and it was an import dealership. The service manager became a good friend of mine. His name was John Long. He died a few years later. The guy was selfless. He gave to everybody. He almost died penniless because he would always give money to people that he thought needed help with stuff. But and he was this was in the time when Waco. Remember when the government had surrounded Waco, Texas?
Yes.
And he was watching that. He goes, "I got a plan." I go, "For what?" He goes, "I'm going to end this Waco situation." And he was a tall, skinny guy with a beard and way too many guns. And I go, "What's your plan?" He goes, "Let's attack them from the rear." I go, "Attack who?" He goes, "Well, the government has surrounded Waco. We'll surround the government." He goes, "Well," I go, "I don't think that's a good plan." Anyway, this is this guy's name. He's a great guy. And his name was John Long. And he did something one time. He was one of those guys fighting paying taxes.
Oh.
Like he was trying to become a sovereign citizen and he didn't sign any tax forms. I mean, he was one of
Wow.
those guys. And then one day I was in his office and he was ranting about it like he always did. And he goes, "You know what? Fuck it." And he sent the government a check to the IRS for 1 penny. And I go, "What the fuck?" He goes, "You don't want payment here. Fuck you. Here's your 1 penny." So he mails off this check for 1 cent. Just to piss them off because they said that he owed them quite a bit over the years.
Oh, sure.
And it was still in court, but they really weren't making any progress with this guy. Like he was doing it the correct way to avoid taxes with the Constitution, with the law. And there was an attorney he was paying to help him. And it was really for years and years, it was keeping the IRS. It was kind of at bay. They
didn't know what to do with it.
Well, they were struggling with him because he was right on some of these points, and there is some truth to that. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to not pay taxes, but there is a way. Anyway, everything fell apart, and I mean fell apart on the news, handcuffs, and everything.
Whoa.
Because they sent him a demand letter because they say the letter. I got to read the letter. It said to the effect of, "Thank you for agreeing that you owe this debt and for your first payment of 1 penny."
Oh, shit.
Once he sent them that penny just out of anger and out of spite, it contractually obligated him
To continue making payments.
admitting the debt. Now, I guess they could argue over the amount. And he goes, "I fucked up." He goes, "I should not
never have done that.
But he sent them that just to be a dick, and it backfired. He got arrested and then released, and he went to court.
Right.
But just that one thing he did was making that 1 penny payment unfolded everything. So
Ooh,
not sure how we got on
bad
that topic, but
yeah,
that's
we don't
a-
know. The
it's a
kid
story-
did it. It's the
it's a
kid's
story
fault.
I remember.
But it's the kid's fault.
That was the same dealership where it went through the final interview, and the owner was a black man. That was unusual for a black man to own a dealership at the time. And they said the final interview was with the general manager, and they sit you down and they ask you all these questions, and you're like, for the final thing to get this job, and he goes, and the last thing I want to know, just throw something out here for you. The owner is a black man, and he's married to a white woman. Do you have a problem with that? I said, no, so am I. I didn't care. Yeah, I married a white woman too. I thought we were on the same page with that. I got the job, like right on the spot. He goes, never mind, you're hired. So that was the same
Quick
dealership,
thinking.
whatever that was. Well, we
Awesome.
were. We both like white chicks. I'm far out with that, man. I'm good.
I'm down.
I'm
I can
good.
work
Let's
here.
go.
All right. Can we be done now?
One of us can. I still got to work now.
Hey, I have to work too, you know.
Let's be clear about this. Two Bear is buying donuts for the entire dealership tomorrow.
Really?
I'm going to have this thing ready to drop on time, on schedule. It's recorded the whole time, and it's dropping. And he's going to be buying donuts for he better come in tomorrow morning with stacks of donuts for the dealership.
We never know for sure if it happens or not
No,
anymore.
but you know what? I'm going to call down there because I know the dealership down there.
Yeah.
I'm going to call the service department, the manager. I'm going to tell him the deal, the sales department, the parts department, the finance department. I'm just going to ask, can I please speak to the department manager and tell him who I am and say,
They'll know who you are.
yeah, they will. And I said, just so you know, John has to buy donuts for everybody because it's on time. That's the agreement. And he's going to have 12 people walking.
They're going to be paying. He's going
There's
to
going
pay
to be
up.
walking up. I mean, 6 mechanics, 4 parts guys, 7 salesmen, are all, and the office secretaries are all going to walk up and go,
Where's my donuts?
where's the donuts?
The team's got to be paid.
Team's got to get paid, baby. So, Two Bear, sorry about your luck, man, but I'm calling you out. You're going to go, I'm going down that
Ouch.
road. I'm calling everybody.
Run now. Run far. Run
All right.
fast.
Are we done?
We are done.
Then say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Not sure where you're listening in from around the planet, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you tuned in on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember 2 things in life. Number 1, wherever you go, well, there you are. And number 2, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm out.
Bye. Have a good day.